Listen, I ain't got time for this.
Don't speak to me like that.
Come and speak to me, yeah? Right, okay, right. You've been causing some issues.
No, he ain't.
He hasn't.
I'm talking to him.
No, he ain't.
Okay, I'm not talking to you. Go
Calm
away.
yourself
Go
down.
away.
Calm your attitude down. Speak to the public with respect.
Listen, go away.
I'm telling you to calm down.
Go away.
Yeah, I'm DP audit. Respect.
Thank you.
I'm carrying on all I want. Speak to the public with respect and integrity like you're meant to. Why is there no police here?
Go and speak to the inspector.
You call through now and tell him to send
No, you don't tell me what to do, pal.
Oh, shut your attitude up as well,
Right,
you.
go
Wind
away.
your neck in.
Wind
Wind
my
your
neck
neck in, yes.
Wind my neck in.
Yeah,
Step
you're
away
the
from me,
police
please.
officer.
Step away from me.
See that? That's a claim and a half. You're getting a claim against you. You little You're losing your job, you little...
Yeah, you think so?
See that, guys?
That's assault.
Witnesses, yeah?
You do nothing wrong.
You assaulted me.
Right.
On camera.
Otherwise I'll spray you.
Whoa.
Yo, he's off his head. He can't be a copper.
Whoa.
That's... Oh, look at that. Look at that. Wind your neck and look how bad he is.
This was a split-second reaction to any real threat. It was a conscious decision to use force as a way to stay in control the moment his attitude was challenged. Instead of responding professionally, he chose intimidation to reestablish authority. That's not genuine policing. That's a misuse of power. Officers are expected to stay calm, measured, and open to being questioned, not erupt the moment their behavior is scrutinized. What makes it even more concerning is that it unfolded in full view of the public, revealing exactly what can happen when someone in a position of authority can't handle accountability.
Nah, I'm in public. Shut your mouth and your attitude up. You're a public of the servant, a servant of the public. There's no, you're breaching the peace.
You ain't spraying him.
Okay.
You ain't spraying him. And I'm doing nothing wrong.
No, you're not. You speak to him like that's what you're doing. You don't get to speak to public like that. You don't get to speak to people like you're speaking to him. That's not how your role works. You're a police officer of the law, serving the crowd and serving the people. Respect and integrity. Remember your oath and your college of peace in training. You're absolute disgrace. The way you push me over now, you're getting a claim against you. You're getting sued. You should lose your job for that as well.
Okay, we'll see.
Yeah, we will see, won't we? And you're going to be all over the internet. Do you know how many people are going to see you? You're live now.
Good for you.
Welcome to YouTube, you how about that?
Okay, swear at me once more, I'll lock you up.
Higher threshold. Is there any complainants? Is there any complainants from a swearing? Any complainants? Your officers need to arrest you.
Okay.
You assaulted me.
Right.
You need to arrest your fellow officer. Section 26, he just pushed me on the ground, threatened me with powerful for telling him to rax himself. Now, arrest your officer now.
Auditor argues that the officer's actions could fall under Section 26 of the Criminal Justice and Courts Act 2015, a law that makes it an offense for police personnel to misuse their authority or behave improperly while carrying out their duties. In this situation, the auditor wasn't assaulted during an arrest or due to any genuine threat. It happened simply because he questioned the officer's behavior. Cases like this have been compared to past incidents where officers face legal consequences for abusing their position, particularly when their actions cross a line from authority into personal misuse of power. Those examples serve as reminders of how seriously such conduct is regarded and why accountability within law enforcement is essential.
You're online on YouTube, you're going on YouTube, you don't do your jobs correctly, you're going to look like idiots. Nah, he's assaulted, he's assaulted me, mate.
We need to work out what's gone on.
He's pushed me, his foot away like that because he was speaking to him like Governor told him to speak to members of the public respect like you're meant to and professionally, and that is the worst example. He needs to be fired, he's getting sued or we're putting a claim against him. That was outrageous. Arrest him. Arrest him. Do your job. The College of Policing tells you to arrest him.
You need to relax. You need to calm down.
You need to arrest him.
You hear? You need to talk to me. Tell me what's going on. So obviously dealing with.
He was talking to him, and the way he was speaking to him was disgusting. The way you do not speak to members of the public like that. The way he was disgusting. Everything about him is disgusting. He's going to get. Do you know how many views he's going to do online now? He'll go viral with the way that was. That was one of the worst situations I've ever seen. I've done this for a year now. You need to arrest him.
Okay, right, we're not going to arrest him. But
you're not going to arrest your colleague when he's just broke the law and assaulted a member of the public.
But you're entitled to make.
What does your College of Policing treat you at the beginning? When you're call your officers? No, you listen to me. He has assaulted me and broke the law.
Listen to you. You're entitled to make a complaint online.
You're getting sued, mate.
Okay.
If any of the officers
Look at him. Look at him.
Lesson.
Look at him.
Rather than acknowledging his actions or responding to the auditor's legal points, the officer shifts into a victim posture, implying that his own comfort outweighs the public's right to question authority. In reality, officers are trained to remain composed under pressure, and personal space is not a legitimate justification for using force, especially when the officer is the one stepping into that space. This mindset, where discomfort is treated as permission to act aggressively, is troubling. It isn't about genuine safety concerns. It's about asserting authority when that authority is questioned, instead of de-escalating, explaining the situation, or simply walking away. The officer chose to shove someone to the ground and then defend the action with flimsy, improvised justification. That isn't responsible policing. It's clear-cut misconduct.
Okay.
Right, identify yourself.
7459.
Name, station.
Okay, don't need to give my
Yes, you do.
No.
3 forms. You've used your powers against
Okay.
me. 3 forms of identification.
Don't point at me.
I'll point like I
Don't
want.
point at me.
No.
Yeah.
3 forms of identification. You're going to push me again, are you?
If you can put it in my space, yes.
Oh, you're in my space now. What would happen if I
Oh, what
pushed
I'm
you?
doing? Well, you can try.
Ah, see what I mean?
Yeah.
See this, people?
Yeah.
You're welcome to YouTube.
Have a good day.
What's name and fucking station
Have a
as
good
well?
day, sir.
Name and
Thank you.
station. I don't know. On his name and station, he's got to give 3 forms of identification.
College of Policing guidance makes it clear that when a member of the public asks, officers should provide their name, rank, and station, especially in situations where force has been used. This isn't merely a polite gesture. It's a core accountability measure intended to protect the public and maintain transparency. Instead, after using force, the officer chose not to identify himself, making it impossible for the public to know who was responsible. That decision undermines trust and weakens one of the key safeguards in a democratic policing system. People have a right to know who acted against them so they can seek proper recourse. Without that information, misconduct can go unchallenged. The refusal to give identification after such a serious encounter isn't just unprofessional. It appears to be a deliberate way to avoid accountability, and there's no reasonable justification for it.
Hey, you ain't gonna have a good day when it follows through on you. Welcome to YouTube as well.
Thank you.
Look at this guy. Look at him. Look at the state of him.
Really?
Yeah, the state here.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Have a good day.
Absolute.
Cheers. Swear at me again, I'll lock you up.
Because you can't use a higher threshold. You can't lock me up for that.
Really?
Yeah, section 5.
Really? You think so? That's it, you can walk me back.
See, he was going to arrest me, guys. Will, sort him out, man. He's horrible, mate.
Right, how's it going?
Him, he pushed me over there. His attitude stinks. He's threatening to arrest me, power spraying me.
Right.
The opposite of you. He needs to be
What I'm
sacked.
gonna say is-
He needs to be arrested. He should be arrested by fellow officers under your College of Policing to protect members of the public. He should be arrested for that.
Let's be clear. The auditor had just been pushed to the ground. He was shaken, in pain, and understandably furious. Having an emotional outburst in that moment is a human reaction, especially after being physically confronted by someone in a position of authority. Using strong language in that context isn't harassment or disorderly behavior. It's a natural response to shock and frustration. The officer's reply, "Swear at me again and I'll lock you up," doesn't just fall short of professional standards, it crosses into intimidation. Police are held to a higher standard precisely because they are trained to manage tense situations. They're expected to stay composed, keep perspective, and de-escalate, not lash out or use threats when a person is visibly distressed. This goes beyond a single poor choice. It points to an officer showing no reflection, no restraint, and no grasp of the trust the public places in law enforcement. Responding to a shaken victim with threats of arrest only intensifies the original misconduct.
You should have arrested him.
As you know,
You should have arrested him. Wait till you see the footage.
we can't arrest anyone, as you know. As a piece
You
of-
can't know. They should have arrested him.
So what you can do, if you want to make a complaint.
Well, I've never
there is a
experienced
process.
anything like him.
Well, I haven't seen
Ever,
it.
mate.
Let me hear what you said.
Ever. You know I'm sound with you when you say sound.
So you know what
I've
I'm
never
gonna do?
experienced
Let me
that.
just say one thing.
He is a dangerous police officer. He should not be
one
in the
thing to
police.
you.
You should not be in the police. You are a dangerous police officer. You are a dangerous police officer. You should not be in a front-facing role. You should not be going out to the public. You are disgusting. You are a shame.
Stand back.
Shameful. Shameful. You should not be a front-facing officer to the public. You are a danger to the public, my friend. You're the reason people like me exist, because of people like you.
You know that as well as me, this place is covered in cameras. Okay? So, ergo, if you have a complaint, and you're an auditor, you probably feel.
I've got it on film. Yeah, I will.
Mr. What can I call you?
Just call me DP.
DP.
Or Paul. Call me Paul. Call me Paul.
So, if you want to make a complaint, which is really alright, whatever happened will be covered in cameras, won't it?
He cannot be in a role as a police officer. I'm sorry.
What I would suggest.
I'm not having to go. I'm just. That was outrageous.
What I would suggest is, after an incident like that, our adrenaline is high, which can lead to action.
Nah, when you see the footage, there's no excuse for his behaviour then. Initially.
Whatever's happened is happened.
The second officer's excuse is both alarming and irresponsible. Trying to minimize a clear use of force by saying our adrenaline was high doesn't just downplay what happened. It attempts to normalize behavior that trained professionals should be specifically equipped to avoid. Police officers aren't ordinary civilians reacting in the heat of a street confrontation. They are professionals entrusted with legal authority and expected to remain level-headed, not driven by impulse. The comment, "whatever has happened," feels like an effort to gloss over the incident and sidestep accountability. If a member of the public pushed an officer and claimed adrenaline as the explanation, that defense wouldn't be entertained for a moment. Yet here, an officer uses it to excuse force against someone simply exercising a lawful right. This kind of double standard fuels the very mistrust communities expressed toward policing. When accountability is brushed aside, public confidence erodes. And for good reason.
Hang on. No. So where this happened, you would try and just get your adrenaline down, carry on with what you're doing, auditing, whatever, seeing what's going on, videoing.
Yeah.
And then
Where's the police presence,
when your adrenaline is high, you can react to things that you won't normally react to.
To be honest with that copper then, the reason I snapped at him, because the way he was talking to this fella here was the most, honestly, you know what I'm like, Will. If you sound, I'm sound with you. This was the most outrageous thing I've seen from a police officer in probably my life, Will. And I've been beaten up by yous and everything. That was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. Shameful. And I hope he's reprimanded when you get back to the station. I hope you tell him that he's wrong in what he's doing, and do what your college of police tells you to call your fellow officers out. That's the professionalism you need to do, because of these sort of things. Them coppers is ruining your relations with the public. So you need to tell them. And I hope you do.
The Auditor makes a powerful point about one of the most persistent problems in policing today: the silence of officers who witness misconduct. The College of Policing's own code of ethics emphasizes integrity, accountability, and a duty to challenge unacceptable behavior, even when it comes from a colleague. When officers look the other way instead of speaking up, every incident of unnecessary force or misconduct goes unchecked, widening the gap between the police and the communities they serve. The public notices when wrongdoing is ignored, and silence can be just as damaging as the act itself. For policing to retain legitimacy, officers must be willing to call out behavior that violates the standards they've sworn to uphold. Without that courage, the significance of the badge diminishes, and the idea of serving the public becomes little more than a title.
Was the worst attitude I've seen from a police officer
really
in my
surprised.
entire life. And I grew up ghetto and shit.
I'm not saying you're lying, I'm not saying it didn't happen, I'm just saying I'm surprised. And that's
Well,
being really straight.
You'll still see the footage anyway, and you're going to be in shock. Yeah, and you know what I'm like? I said, I was telling him, at first he kind of relaxed a little bit, and then I think his ego took back over. And then he had to start.
It's really surprising. But as long as you're all right.
No, I'm all right.
That's the most important thing.
Tell him all KHNK solicitors will be in contact with him soon.
I didn't hear it.
Tell him the solicitors will be in contact with him soon, man. Oh, and I will go to the ISP, all that, right? Go through them methods. I want him removed as his role as a police officer. After that, today, he should not be a police officer. I know he's your friend, Will, but I'm sorry, he shouldn't. It's dangerous.
This is honestly one of the most alarming interactions I've ever seen involving an officer. And that's coming from someone who grew up in a rough area. I'm not suggesting he was flawless in the moment, but the behavior on display is genuinely surprising. When you watch the footage yourself, you'll understand why it's so shocking. He appeared to calm down for a moment, but then his ego seemed to take over again, and the situation deteriorated. What matters most is that you're okay. Make sure he's informed that legal representation will be following up, and I'll be reporting the entire incident through the proper channels. Someone who acts like that shouldn't be in a position of authority until the situation has been thoroughly reviewed. It's not safe, and the public deserves better. I know he's someone you're close to, Will, but this kind of conduct raises serious concerns. After what happened today, it's clear that his role needs to be reassessed.